Hi guys, this is Genevieve Plays Rise of Berk. We have a new monthly calendar for June and it is looking awesome, especially after a couple months of delayed calendars. We get one on the 1st of June and it is a really full, really awesome month. This is going to be really busy for a lot of us. We also have two important Skrills on here, Dynamojo and Dagur Skrill, and we have two of the Nightlights, so this is looking to be a pretty good month. I'm really excited. I'm going to walk you through these dragons, but instead of going back and forth between the calendar and the Book of Dragons, I'm going to go ahead and put a screenshot of the calendar in the bottom corner to keep track of where we're at, and I'm going to show you dragons on my Berk and in the Book of Dragons, and then we're going to look at the dragon bot in Discord as well to get the overall rating system. So first off, we have Fool's Gold. I gotta type him in. All right, looking at his stats, he does 10.6 million and 9.89 million fish and wood. At his top level, he is not actually the most amazing armor wing if we look at armor wings overall and compare them. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on this button which looks at the stats. Fool's Gold does 10 and 9, roughly just say 10 each for rounding. If we look at the others, regular Armor Wing does 17, Liberated Homage is 30, Iron Gaze does 19, Gold Rush does 28. The only Armor Wing worse than Fool's Gold is Bandit. If you're gonna be building an Armor Wing statue, which I recommend, Fool's Gold isn't a bad choice, especially if you're an early game player, but overall Fool's Gold is not the most amazing dragon this month, so if you are a little bit rune poor, I don't recommend spending any runes on Fool's Gold. I would encourage you to use ads and free bags, but Fool's Gold, in my opinion, is not worth spending runes on because there are more important dragons to get this month. The next dragon on the list is Pouncer. Pouncer is so cute. Pouncer is a boy. I keep wanting to think that Pouncer is a girl because he's white, but Pouncer is actually a boy. Dart is the girl. So Pouncer does 13.8 and 16.3 fish and wood, respectively, and gathers for a decent time. So I think Pouncer is a good choice, especially because Pouncer is one of those collectible uniques from the franchise, and so I think Pouncer is worth spending runes on. And I think this would be one of the dragons I would recommend spending runes on this month because she is so cute. A tip on how the Nightlights work actually, I don't have any of them going right now, though I often use Rough Runner. Okay, here's how it works. Rough Runner has ridiculously high gathering rate, but a really short gathering time. Pouncer has a moderate gathering rate and a moderate gathering time. And then Dart has an okay rate with a really long time. So the idea is not one of them on their own is overpowered. You can kind of choose which one you want if you want to use them, whether you want short, mid, or long gathering time, or short, mid, or high gathering rates. So that's the tip on how the Nightlights work. All right, moving on to Damsail. I've got my Damsail sitting over here. I have not trained it yet. So Damsail is not an amazing gatherer. He or she does gather pretty long at 23, almost 24 hours. The rate is not amazing, but what's significant about Damsail is the defend rank. Damsail ranks number 1 in defend, up there with Gustlout and Wise Wind and Big Buff and Light Fury and those top ranks. So if you're struggling with early defend, you could get Damsail and get pretty far with Damsail. Also Gustlout, which I hope they don't offer an event for Gustlout because Gustlout is available through Hookfang's Journey. So there's no reason to offer an event for Gustlout when you can get it from Hookfang. So if you had Gustlout and Damsail, you could pretty much get through defend even at that early 100 levels without problem. So that's the whole point about Damsail. Now, Dynamojo. Wow, my game all of a sudden slowed down. Okay, we're good now. Okay, Dynamojo is a premium. This is the first time since I've been playing the game, that a premium has been offered. So this is really cool. Dynamojo doesn't have the most amazing stats. 13.7 is pretty good. It's not the 20 million at the top rank, but it's also a pretty long gathering time, and that iron rank, that looks pretty good. It's 5 minutes to do that iron, so it might be worth whatever the cost is. I don't remember the cost. We can pull that up when we get to Dragon Bot. So this is really exciting, especially because premiums are hardly ever offered outside of packs or money. So I definitely encourage you to go for Dynamojo. That's really cool. And he's just also really, really beautiful. And as far as securing Dynamojo, you're probably going to need to spend runes on Dynamojo. The way that exploration works, I haven't really talked about these much, but explorations require a certain number of bags. So there is a maximum bag count that within that number of bags, the game is required to give you the dragon. And then there is an average bag count. So for example, a lot of special unique dragons, when there are searches, have a maximum bag count of 32. And that's really hard to get there without using paid bags, but there might be an average bag count of 16 or 20 or 24. So it might take one person 32 bags to get that dragon. And other people, they might only get it in 10 or 12 or 16, depending on the dragon. We have those stats in our event sheet in the Discord. And so Dynamojo, I would expect, being a premium, might have a max bag count of 40. I don't think we have those stats yet. I haven't looked, but it probably has a max bag of something like 36 or 40. So it's going to be harder than the regular dragon in events. So you might just have to work extra hard to get it, and you'll probably need to pay bags for it. So, and I just checked, we do not have data for it yet. So when we do, by the time we get to that event, I will try to update you guys as to how many bags you're gonna need, and hopefully you can try to cram and get him. Okay, so next one on our list is Melonquarry. I'm really excited because Melonquarry is, I think, the only Quaken I don't have. Yeah, Melonquarry is the only Quaken I don't have. I love Quakens. I know I talk about triple strikes all the time, but Quakens were my original first favorite dragon, and now they're my second favorite dragon after triple strikes, only because Quakens are more useful. I wish they were more useful. But 4-man, besides Melonquarry, is the best Quaken as far as stats. Aram is pretty good too. And so Melonquarry does 22.8 million wood, so you can bet as soon as I get Melonquarry, I am going to train him up for wood and probably buy a Quaken statue. Just because I needed an excuse to buy Quaken statues for a while, and this will finally be my excuse. So there you go, Melonquarry. I highly recommend, and he's one I think that is definitely worth spending runes on. So far as explorations, gosh, all of them are worth spending runes on besides Fool's Gold and maybe not Quicksand. So let's pull up Quicksand so we can wrap up the explorations. So Quicksand is just middling stats, decent long gathering time, but 5 million fish and 7 million wood at max level. It's not an amazing dragon. Worth getting if you don't have him. Do I have him? I don't have him, so I will be going for him, but not amazing on his own, and it's just worth for collection value. So I'm sorry if you're rune poor. I encourage you to go with free bags as long as you can for most of these dragons for the explorations, but it's going to be hard. This is a really hard month, so I encourage you to be doing whatever you can for runes during this month because this is a really intense month. So let's move on to the collections. First is Dart. So Dart is worth mostly having for collection value. Dart does gather for a long time, and so she's worth it if you don't check your game often and you need a longer gatherer. And with the costume, I have the costume on now. In the costume, let's see if does it tell me? It just says at my rate right now, that's about, was it like a 20 or 30% gain? I don't feel like doing the math that fast. So the costume does make using Dart a little bit more worthwhile. I just haven't trained Dart up because I check often and I prioritize rate. So the costume and Dart are worth going for. So I definitely recommend spending money on those, or spending runes on those, sorry, just because they are uniques and it is fun to have the nightlights because they're just so freaking cute. Look at that. She's so freaking cute. I love her, and that costume is adorable, so I definitely recommend going for Dart. Oh, look at that, it's so cute! Okay, anyway, let's move on. So, Wingwary. Okay, I do not have Wingwary, so I need to go for it, but Wingwary only gathers 7 million for each, so not amazing stats. I mean, that's about the same as you can do with a Shockjaw or something. So not super worth it unless you're collecting or you like Stormcutters. And I think the Stormcutter statue does prioritize fish, so that's not bad. But Wingwary looks nice. I don't have it. It hasn't been offered before, so I'm excited to have it. But overall does not have amazing stats. Okay, now the big one, the most important one. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. So I asked Ludia, I said, hey Ludia, you need to offer Dagger Skrill. I wrote them an email about it and said, Dagger Skrill is really important for Brawl. It hasn't been offered at all in almost 3 years. You guys need to offer it. And look, it's here. So I want to hold myself responsible so you can thank me or not. But anyway, I secretly hope it's my responsibility that we have Dagger Skrill. And Dagger Skrill is a collection, so I will definitely be giving you a video for how to do Dagger Skrill. If you don't want to wait for the event sheet or look at the event sheet yourself, I will be making a video for sure. The stats aren't amazing. I think Iron is probably pretty good. We'll pull up the Dragon Bot. But Dagger Skrill is important for Brawl because he's a Furious Dragon and his ultimate is just amazing. He's similar to Champion Whip Slash and Defender Thunder Drum in this way, where you can buff and then use the ultimate. I don't know how many of you guys have, but this is a common experience of losing gauntlet matches just to Dagger Skrill because he is an absolute beast. So I definitely recommend going for Dagger Skrill and spunning runes on bags to guarantee Dagger Skrill. Absolutely. So this is the highlight. And the last one on our calendar is Snappy Zappy. I don't have to type the whole thing. Okay. Stats are okay. The fish is actually pretty decent. I have this one. Hopefully at the end of the month you can free bag this event and use the optimum searches, but this is not one that I would recommend you spending runes on, but it's a decent looking dragon. Okay, I'm going to pull up the calendar one more time before I go over to Dragon Bot. So in summary, from what I can gather from within the game, the ones that you want to spend runes on, I keep saying money, I'm sorry, are Pouncer through Melonquarry on the exploration side. Those are all super worth it. And then on the collection side, Dart and Dart's costume, and then Dagger Skrill. The others are worth going for, but not really worth spending too many runes on unless they are important for you individually. So that wraps up looking at it in game. I'm gonna hop over to Discord right quick. Okay, so I already got these pulled up on Discord. So looking at Discord, Fool's Gold is ranked in the 200s, low 200s for training, fish, and wood. So decent, but not amazing. Same for battle, and Fool's Gold doesn't do iron. Looking at Pouncer, Pouncer is 110 for fish and 64 for wood. So that's pretty good, and Pouncer is one definitely worth getting. Looking at Damsail, Damsail's gathering is not amazing, but #1 for battle. So that makes it totally worth it. Looking at Dynamojo, Dynamojo is a premium, but his best stat is fish, so that's actually, it would be a pretty good reason to get Dynamojo if you don't have enough good fish gatherers, and Dynamojo is a premium, so this is like a really lucky opportunity to get one. Alright, and then we have Melonquarry is 32 for wood and 20 for iron, so definitely worth getting Melonquarry and spending runes on. I think is probably the highest rank besides Damsail for defend. And then we'll Dagger Skrill for Brawl, but we don't have Brawl rankings on the system. Jab, why don't we have Brawl rankings on the system? Anyway, Quicksand is just middling stats, decent for battle, but if you're choosing between Damsail and Quicksand, the answer is Damsail. Okay, and then Dart doesn't have amazing stats, but Dart has collection value because she is a nightlight. And then Wingwary, middling stats. That doesn't look super impressive. Dagger Skrill, again, Dagger Skrill has middling stats, but Dagger Skrill is super important for Brawl, so that's why I recommend Dagger Skrill. And finally, Snappy Zappy Sand Zapper, middling stats, actually decent for iron. So the highlights this month are the Nightlights and Damsail and Dynamojo and Melonquarry and Dagger Skrill. So we got a busy month. I'll try to help you guys as much as I can. It took all of my energy today to make this video because I'm just so tired right now. But thank you for watching. This is Genevieve Plays Rise of Berk, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, look at that. It's so cute! Okay.